One of the biggest challenges we are seeing today is how to reduce the amount of CO2 that is pumped into the atmosphere every year. A big contributor to this comes from farming communities in the developing world, who burn crop waste to speed up the farming process. Fixing this problem requires the right tools, training, and incentives. At Task, we're working with Biochar Trust, a social enterprise that is helping remove thousands of tons of CO2 from the atmosphere by teaching smallholder farmers to create biochar instead of burning their crop waste. Using Task and Stellar, the whole process is tracked on blockchain and tokens are generated to represent CO2 sequestered. Organizations can invest in the program and offset their carbon footprint, a process that generates much needed income for smallholder farmers, whilst also helping to reduce CO2 emissions. Biochar Trust uses a common asset issued on the Stellar blockchain called Stop the Smoke, or STS for short. New tokens are created, or minted as it's known, when carbon is sequestered. One STS token equals 1 ton of CO2 removed from the air. By doing this, Biochar Trust has a transparent ledger of everything they do, and it's these tokens that can be purchased by companies looking to offset their carbon. When the STS tokens are purchased, liquidity is generated for Biochar Trust, which can be shared with these farming communities. So how does Biochar Trust pull in the remote data in order to prove all of this? Well, I'm now on the Task app and inside the Biochar Trust program. I'm demonstrating the role of a farmer or volunteer worker who will add the information required to verify the process. The most important activity is tracking the use of biochar, as it gives us the information needed to calculate CO2 sequestered. You can see here how the farmers provide the data that Biochar Trust needs to calculate that CO2 sequestered. All these activities are displayed publicly for funders to view. And if we click through one of these activities, we can dig into the data and media, including geolocations, that grow confidence and trust with investors. As the biochar is used as animal feed or fertilizer, a formula calculates the CO2 sequestered and then mints the new amount of STS tokens against this positive environmental impact. It's all tracked within Stellar blockchain. You can see a unique Task URL that has been added to the memo field of this transaction. And if we load it up, you can see it takes us to the data that was used to justify the minting of the new STS tokens. Okay, so we've now looked at how the data is captured and the tokens are minted. Let's also understand the buyer journey. In this case, an organization or individual offsetting their carbon footprint through the purchase of STS tokens. The wallet in Task gives us everything we need to trade and exchange Stellar assets, including STS. I can buy lumens to fund my account using on-ramp partners. I can then use the exchange feature to swap assets. In the example here, I'm exchanging $10 for the equivalent in STS tokens. We can view the Stellar Explorer to see the details of our purchase and the payment path. As an investor, I'm highly confident I'm only buying verified sequestered carbon assets and can display them publicly using my Task profile or other Stellar wallet. So that's how the system works. This Stellar-powered Task solution is allowing Biochar Trust to scale in a fast and effective manner. The project is now live in Thailand and Africa and rapidly scaling to other geographies. It's allowing verification of the process and ensuring funds are delivered across borders to farmers in a cost-effective way. Over the coming months and years, the program is expected to scale to thousands more farmers globally, helping to reduce CO2 emissions whilst improving livelihoods within these farming communities. Thanks a lot.